Hello, Mr. Stephen Malkmus from Stephen Malkmus.
Hello, can you hear me?
There he is. There he is. Let's hear it for Stephen Malkmus of music. He's Mr. Pavement wearing his Bernie shirt, causing trouble. He's a troublemaker, folks. We have an Antifa supporter. We have an Antifa supporter on the call. Mr. Malkmus, it's good to see you.
I got hairy legs.
I don't think we had that wonderful conversation a few years ago. Was it a few years ago now?
Yes. You can hear me? I'm on? I'm okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're live on TV.
Rad. We talked about, I don't remember,
Talked about the great
music, the Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
Fleetwood Mac, Big Mac attack.
How you holding up, man?
Tell from my outfit, I'm doing great.
Yeah. You look great, man. I didn't know you were a Marlboro guy. I always thought you were a Camel.
No, American Spirit is, in my demographic, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's great what American Spirit's doing, for the community and for what they represent. I think it's a beautiful.
My friend went to their. My friend was a bicyclist, and he was trying to run this scam with responsible smoking, and he wanted to get sponsored by American Spirit. You could see him in the yellow and turquoise.
Uh-huh.
And he went to New Mexico, and he just and he goes there, and there's a building with no windows,
Uh-huh.
and he knocks on the door, and he's like, "Hi, I'm wanting to get sponsored by my bicycle," and they were just like, "Go the F away."
I remember back in when I lived in Philadelphia in the late 90s, we used to go to this bar and I smoked, and you could smoke in bars, and these girls come around giving you free packs of cigarettes, and it was like a whole just this a scheme to get me fully on board.
If you're reading Rolling Stone, Tim, you can still get 2 packs for one with their advertisements. Get back into it.
Start clipping stuff out. That's so funny that that Rolling Stone's we have a sales meeting, ad sales meeting with Marlboro tomorrow. Can we get a little? We talked to them about what kind of ad space we're offering them. Stephen, I wanted to hear from voices like you during this week, because I think it's important that you're not silenced. Your generation, your race is important to hear from today. I'm just kidding. I mean, it's where's your head at? Because you're up in Portland, or where?
Yeah, we have a really insane marches. I say that, sane, but insane in terms of size and scope.
Yeah.
Everything's peaceful until after curfew. If you go downtown after 8, the tear gas starts flying and things get dark, pretty quick.
Have you outreached to Patriot Prayer or anybody on the other side to try to make peace with, or try to come to some treaty, some terms of surrender?
No, they're not around. I don't know. I mean, there's 10,000 protesters to every 3 of those guys. So they're not impossible to
they're
find.
Staying away.
Yeah, more or less.
Moment.
I mean, there's a couple of pictures of them, sometimes kind of trolly pictures where they're dressed as Antifa. But I mean, it's hard to tell. You can follow it on Twitter, but everybody's being really cagey about who they are and where they are, understandably.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't blame you.
The big thing is sort of this making Antifa a terrorist organization was kind of this joke, because they don't really exist in any kind of organized way. But I mean, you see in Portland, there is sort of that old anarchist black bloc kind of group that has.
Rose City Antifa is one of the oldest groups, oldest and strongest. So I could say they're organized in some ways, but not nationally.
No. So what else is going on? How are you holding up? Have you become a teacher? Like I've become a teacher, a elementary school teacher, however old your kids are.
One of them has quality Zoom teaching. The other one is She goes to private school. Sorry to be a champagne socialist, but
fucking elites. That's the problem.
Yeah, my other daughter goes to public school, and it's rough. It's it's hard to keep. They just weren't prepared for the learning situation, so it's been really hard. I don't want to get into a contest about what's hard for parents or people that are totally alone in this. And now, of course, with the George Floyd and Black Lives Matter protests, everything's multiplied for everyone. I wonder, it must be hard, not to be unfunny, but to do a show like this in this climate.
Well, that's I think the protests haven't given us enough credit, and I think that should be sort of more of the focus going forward is, let's give us space to be absurd and to have fun. It's sort of like, it is
well handled.
It becomes this crazy thing where you start really, really questioning yourself and be like, why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I spending the time that I'm spending when I could be being more proactive and more, helping out on a more ground level.
Why?
But, we can't just stop doing what we do. I think, you got to keep writing.
Certainly. And people are still, zoning out. They might as well do it to you. There's like there's a place for that.
Right.
Where the stakes don't have to be always completely high. I actually went with my daughter camping yesterday, not to make this about me, but we were offline for 24 hours because she hadn't seen any of her friends. And it was just a bizarre feeling, to be out of the intensity.
I felt bad not being downtown. I felt bad, but then it just becomes very confusing with COVID and what is safe for my family and how do I keep my health and it's just very confusing and there's absolutely a vacuum of leadership. In our city it's a disaster. The mayor of Los Angeles is a disaster at the moment. It's just
that's true. It is bizarre stuff happening where there's mass demonstrations that are understandably we're putting COVID aside for this because it's almost fascistic to make that COVID the issue during this, and those guys are caught between completely shutting down the city and then welcoming and encouraging and standing with it's just bizarre.
You couldn't write this year. It was
confused, and I guess it's nuanced or whatever. People can talk about. It's hard to be that way.
Right. Well, you have these people. That's I was saying earlier about social media. You have these people who are just like, well, why weren't you? You were yelling about these people protesting the quarantine rules, and now you're not. It's just all these bad faith arguments come into it, and it comes down to these little 2-sentence. You have Ted Cruz out there. Everybody has these really unnuanced.
Yeah, like the Tea Party's supposed to not. He's calling it martial law. How are you going to react to that? Because you don't like that now.
Right.
But it's just arguments. People are not just. Sometimes you just got to be like, look, these are the facts. People are feeling this. Some people are feeling it. Maybe not as much or not the right reasons, but who are you to say that?
My thing, that my mantra of the day or the week of what I've been trying to keep in check has been I don't know. I'm not an expert. I can't be. My view of things isn't the only view, and all you can do is kind of try to listen and be what's compassionate towards other people. You know what I mean? So
I'm not ashamed to admit that I'm a Christian.
There you go. Stephen, this has been a night. I'm glad I got to talk to you. I'm going to let you go.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, guys. And
I want to see you in the flesh one day because I feel like we're becoming friends. I don't know.
I will do that. We're up here, you know, always.
I'd love to come up to the Northwest and just get out of La La Land.
You're my hero.
I mean, it's the same territory. We're all in the same territory right now. I think if you're alive, you know, consciously, not to be a hippie, but you know, feel like I'm there with you, man.
All right, brother.
Later.
All right, brother. Peace out.
Later.
Bye-bye.